Ever wondered why Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, didn't chase women but rather focused on self-improvement? Let's dive into the world of Stoicism to understand why. Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in ancient Greece and Rome, champions resilience, virtue, and wisdom. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius believed in the power of self-discipline and inner peace as the cornerstones for building a meaningful life. And guess what? These principles can be your secret weapons for attracting authentic relationships. In the high-speed chase of love, we often lose ourselves in the pursuit and in the process lose sight of the value we bring to a relationship. Stoics, however, flip this script. They argue that the key to attracting genuine connections is not in the pursuit, but in self-improvement. Imagine this: you're a magnet, and your self-discipline, virtue, and inner peace are your magnetic forces. The stronger these forces, the more you attract authentic relationships. Instead of chasing after people, you draw them towards you. The result? A connection based on mutual respect and shared values, rather than desperation or a fear of being alone. Self-discipline, a key tenet of Stoicism, encourages you to cultivate a strong character. It pushes you to be consistent, reliable, and trustworthy. These qualities are undeniably attractive, making you a beacon for genuine relationships. Virtue, another Stoic principle, calls for treating others with respect and kindness. When you embody virtue, you radiate positivity and warmth, making you a magnet for authentic connections. Lastly, inner peace. This Stoic gem teaches you to find contentment within yourself, rather than seeking validation from others. When you're at peace with yourself, you exude a certain calm and confidence that naturally draws people towards you. So, why chase when you can attract? Why seek validation when you can find contentment within? By embracing Stoic principles, you can transform your approach to relationships and attract connections that are meaningful, authentic, and lasting. As Marcus Aurelius believed, the key to attracting meaningful relationships is to focus on self-improvement, not pursuit. So how do we shift from feelings of desperation and neediness to a state of contentment and self-worth? The answer lies in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism teaches us that happiness comes from within, not from external validation or approval. It urges us to focus on things we can control, like our thoughts, actions, and responses. To cultivate inner contentness, we first need to acknowledge our self-worth. Stoics believed that every individual is unique and has inherent value. They taught us to respect ourselves, to acknowledge our strengths, and to understand that we are enough just as we are. Next, we need to let go of the urge to seek validation from others, especially in our relationships. Stoicism encourages us to find satisfaction in our own progress and virtues, and to be content with our own company. This shift in mindset can drastically improve our love life. It allows us to enter relationships not out of desperation, but from a place of contentment and self-worth. By focusing inward and cultivating a sense of self-worth, we can transform our approach to relationships, moving from desperation to contentment. Now, let's delve deeper into the concept of self-improvement and character building, as advocated by Marcus Aurelius. Life, as we know it, is a constant journey of growth and development. We are all works in progress, shaped by our experiences, our actions, and most importantly, our perspective. Marcus Aurelius, the renowned Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of focusing on self-improvement rather than the pursuit of others. This principle is especially applicable in the realm of relationships. Imagine your personal growth as a beacon, radiating light that naturally attracts others towards you. This light is not just a physical attraction but a resonance of your character, your virtues, your values, and your commitment to growth. It's this radiance that draws others towards you, not desperate pursuit or the hollow allure of superficial traits. Marcus Aurelius believed that a virtuous character was the greatest asset a person could possess. Virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline become the bedrock of your character, making you a person of substance rather than just appearance. These virtues, once cultivated, not only enrich your life, but also make you naturally attractive to others. The beauty of focusing on self-improvement is that it's an inward journey. It's about cultivating an inner garden that blooms with the flowers of virtue and character. This garden does not need the validation of others to flourish. It grows and blossoms on its own, drawing others to its beauty naturally. However, it's essential to remember that self-improvement is not a destination but a continuous process. It's about striving to be a little better today than you were yesterday. It's about recognizing your flaws, understanding your strengths, and working towards becoming the best version of yourself. So instead of chasing others, chase growth. chase wisdom, chase virtue. Let the pursuit of becoming a better person be your guiding light. In doing so, you'll find that you're not only attracting others, but also forming deeper, more meaningful relationships. Remember, the key to attracting others is to focus on improving ourselves, not on the pursuit of others. Patience is a virtue, especially in love. But how can we cultivate this patience? A question that has stood the test of time, and one which Stoic philosophy can help us navigate. Stoicism teaches us to accept things as they are, not as we wish them to be. This is especially true in love, where patience can mean the difference between a fleeting passion and a lasting connection. In the realm of love, we must remember that just as a seed needs time to grow into a tree, so too does love require time to blossom into a deep and meaningful bond. Stoicism encourages us to exercise self-control and not rush the process, to be patient with ourselves and with our partners. These principles foster an environment of understanding, respect, and genuine affection. Remember, it's not about getting to the finish line first, but about enjoying the journey together. Patience and self-control are the cornerstones of long-term relationship success. Rejection is a part of life, but it doesn't have to be a setback. Let's learn how Stoic philosophy can help us use rejection as a tool for personal growth. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In essence, he was suggesting that obstacles, including rejection, are not just to be endured, but embraced as opportunities for self-improvement. So how exactly can we use rejection as a springboard for personal growth? To begin with, we need to understand that rejection is an external event that we have no control over. As Stoics, we focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, our responses, and our actions. When faced with rejection, instead of dwelling on the negative, we should ask ourselves, what can I learn from this experience? How can I improve? Embracing rejection also involves changing our perspective. Stoicism teaches us to see rejection not as a measure of our worth, but as a mismatch of preferences, circumstances, or values. It's not a personal failure, but a sign that something wasn't quite right, and that's okay. Another Stoic technique to handle rejection is to practice emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is about accepting our emotions without letting them control us. Yes, rejection can be painful, but we can choose to sit with that discomfort, learn from it, and eventually let it go. Stoicism also encourages us to cultivate inner contentment. When we're content with ourselves, we understand that our value isn't determined by external validation or acceptance. We know our worth, and rejection, while disappointing, doesn't shake our confidence or self-esteem. Finally, remember that life is impermanent, and so is rejection. As Aurelius wrote, "Time is a river, a violent torrent of things coming into being. Each one, as soon as it has appeared, slips away and is replaced by another. This too shall pass." With the right perspective, rejection can be a catalyst for personal growth and resilience. Emotions can be tricky, especially in relationships, but Stoicism provides a roadmap for managing these emotions. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. In relationships, this means managing our own emotions and reactions instead of trying to control others. When we experience negative emotions like anger or jealousy, it's not the situation itself causing these feelings, but our interpretation of it. Stoicism encourages us to question these interpretations and choose a more rational perspective. Remember, emotions are natural and not inherently bad. It's how we respond to them that matters. Stoicism doesn't ask us to suppress our emotions, but to understand them, to observe them without judgment. By practicing this emotional mindfulness, we can respond to situations in our relationships calmly and wisely, instead of reacting impulsively. This leads to better communication, understanding, and ultimately healthier relationships. By mastering our emotions, we can foster stability and peace in our relationships. Now let's discuss a crucial aspect of Stoic philosophy: finding happiness within. It's a concept that feels elusive to many, but it's at the heart of Stoic teachings. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, emphasized that our contentment should never be tethered to external validation. Instead, it should be rooted deeply within us, in our own sense of self-worth and gratitude for the life we lead. In the realm of relationships, this principle rings particularly true. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking approval, of wanting to be liked or loved. But true happiness isn't found in the opinions of others, it's found within us, in our own self-perception and self-love. It's about recognizing our own worth and being content with who we are, independent of anyone else's judgment. This inner contentment, this inner happiness, it's the foundation of any authentic, meaningful relationship. True happiness comes from within, not from external validation or approval.